this is Sunniva.
And this is Johannes.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at the top 10 games that we want to play right now.
Yes.
These might not be our favorite games. This is not just going to be like our top 10 games of all time. These are 10 games. I have 10 games. You have 10 games. We don't know each other's lists.
No.
So if you're new to our top 10, we never know each other's lists. 10 games that we just, for some reason or another, we were like, oh, this is one I've been thinking of. This is one I really want to play. And for me, this is like, if I had all the time in the world and I had the right player count, and I didn't have review copies, we didn't have Keep or Cull, we didn't have anything. So you might say like, why make a list about it instead of just playing the games?
Yeah.
That's the joy of doing a YouTube channel. We will be playing these games, hopefully all of them during the year for Keep or Cull, or and other things, depending on where they are in the process of our collection, if they even are in the collection.
Yeah, so we've made these games like we have it in no particular order. So having like number one isn't the game that I want most to play. I just randomize them here, and I try to pick games on the basis of like, oh, that's a cool game. I really want to play that now, or I played that once. I got a good impression of it. First time I want to explore it more. Not I want to cull this game, so I want to play it for Keep or Cull, because that was also something that I was into.
10 games you want to cull right now. That would be the next video. Now for me, I have quite a few different reasons, so not quite a few, but a few different reasons.
Okay.
So we will go into them while we talk about the games.
I'm looking forward to that.
So you can begin, because you are the beginner and I'm the
beginner. My number 10, or
my first one. You can. We don't have to say numbers because they're not numbers.
Yes, is Beyond the Sun.
Which number is it?
It's the first one. It's Beyond the Sun. This is a new game in our collection.
Yes.
It was released in 2020.
I think so, yeah.
I think, and it's basically like this power up, tech tree the game. I thought it was really fun when we played it, and the reason it's on the list is that I saw somebody play it at a game night that we were on quite recently, and that made me go, oh, I really want to play that game. Maybe I can join you guys instead of playing the game that we were going to play.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to play that.
Yeah, I agree. That is a game that I also want to play.
Cool. That's good, because we have it in the collection.
That's true. My first one is Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. This is the mini Gloomhaven. We played it 7 times. I think sometime after we finished Gloomhaven during the pandemic. We played Gloomhaven a lot then, and then we played some of that. And this could also be in kind of called like Frosthaven, because I want to play Frosthaven.
Yes.
But I would love to finish also Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, because it's way easier to get into and play it than Gloomhaven. Way less setup, way less all of that stuff that you had to do when we played Gloomhaven, and that we are going to do when we play Frosthaven. So it's just one that I would love to, if I had time right now, I would love to sit down and get through that campaign before Frosthaven comes. But kind of like, it's maybe not do it because Frosthaven, I'm not like already a little bit bored of playing that, but it's one that I would really love to play if everything, as I said, ideal timing, ideal everything, which is this point of this video. That's my first one.
Yeah, absolutely. That is also like a much simpler playing style with the characters than the ones in Frosthaven that we've tried. So that would be a nice introduction to Frosthaven right now. And the next one for me is Oak. The reason this is one on the list is that we have the prototype, and it became like it was in my top 20 for this year, and I would really 2022, and I would really like to visit the real copy version because we got that now, and we still haven't played that. We've only played the prototype, and this is a worker placement game with a twist. You have really tight worker placement, but you also have these workers with headpieces and satchels and stuff, which makes them be awesome. And you want to have all the superpowers, but you can't. And I think that's a fun puzzle.
Yeah, one I also would like to play again. And we're going to play it, so I'm not going to say that for each one. I'm going to try not to say it for each one. My next one is The Gallerist. This is on the list because it's the one Lacerda that I never really got time to understand.
Yeah.
You didn't understand it at all.
No.
And it's one that I would like to play again, and We are going to do a ranking of all the Lacerda games, so we are going to be playing it. But it's when I looked on our shelf of the Lacerda games, that's the one I was like, oh, that's the one I really want to play again. For now, Lisboa was my favorite, so I obviously want to play that. But the Gallerist is the one where I'm like, I still need to figure that one out. So that, and I'm wondering now, because it's been a few years since we played it, so I'm wondering if it's going to be like, oh, okay, this makes sense now, or if it's going to still be, this is something my brain just doesn't work with. I've seen people say that it's the simplest one to start with, but for my brain it wasn't, and it's going to be interesting to see where it lands after playing it again.
Yeah, it's something about some games that just is compatible with your brain, but I remember that just playing it for the second time was much easier than trying to wrap around that for the first time. So I'm looking forward to try it again. And my next one is Spirit Island.
Yeah.
This is a co-op game that it's a lot of buzz around. This has been big on the internet.
The interwebs.
And we have played it a couple of times, but you are not into... I like these kind of co-op games more than you.
That's correct.
I think it's fair to say.
Absolutely.
And this is a heavy and brain-burning one. I want to play it the next time with you and me. No more players, because that's going to add to the brain-burningness and the playtime, really. I really want to play that. I've wanted to play it for a long time, so... Yay, Keeper Kel, let's do it.
I remember also liking this quite a bit, but it's one of those where I know it's like it's something in the way of me wanting to like dive into it, because it's not my favorite genre. So it's not the game that I'm going to be like, oh, I really want to play this. But we can try to play it as soon as possible. It's one of those, like, I want to play it. It's not that I don't want to play it. It's not that high on my list.
Yeah.
Next up for me is Nidavellir.
Cool.
Or something like that. The bidding game with these chips that you upgrade. Only played it once. Fantastic game. And we have heard so many people that we play with say like, oh, we played that again. Oh, we played it again. Oh, we played it again. And everybody loves it and everybody plays it all the time. And we haven't been able to play it more than the one time. We even have an expansion for it. I think it's in French. But I think it's now available in English, so maybe we should get it in English if we need it. But it's one that I really liked the one time we played it. So it's one that I really want to get back into. I think we had it very early in Keeper Kel. It might be that we should put it back in Keeper Kel for this year. Cool. We will see. But it's one that I just remember it being so fun, and the fact that people are talking about it is the reason it's on my list.
Yes, it made a very good impression for the both of us. My number 7, is another island game. This time it's Cooper Island. This was my number 2 favorite game of, I think that was 2019. Same year as Maracaibo. Time flies by. I think it was 19. But actually, I think this is now my current favorite from that year. And this is a heavy worker placement game where you get 4 points. And you don't want to do anything because everything is bad. But you
do want to do anything. You want to do everything.
But you only get to do like 1.5 thing, and everything is crazy expensive, and you don't have the manpower to do anything. Well, I think that I kind of wrapped my head around it a little bit the past few times that we played it, but now it's been a long time. I'm looking forward to have my brain melted by this game again.
Yeah, Cooper Island is fantastic. It's it's from Oda, and I'm looking forward to this year. He's going to have a more heavy version of La Grande coming out as well.
Cool.
So, or going to be on Kickstarter, so it's going to be an interesting year for that as well.
Nice.
Next for me is another one we only played once, and it is Fields of Arle.
Oh!
I was looking at, not that I had to have like an Uwe Rosenberg game on the list, but I was looking at, we have a shelf with a lot of the Uwe Rosenberg games that we haven't played for Keeper Kel yet, and I was like, it was between this and Orat Labora, which is the other one we have only.
Which is the other one. so close to being on my list. It was on my list, and then I removed it for another game because I didn't remember anything about Fields of Arle.
Fields of Arle is the 2-player only game.
Yeah. I have good memories about it.
The expansion adds the 3rd player, but it is a worker placement game. You have where you're building this. I don't remember the name of it, but you're building up this.
Isn't it Moat?
Yeah, Moat. I think that's Moat. I think that is. And this, of course, has farming and animals and all of this stuff you get in the Rosenberg game.
I remember like the 2 seasons of the worker placement stuff. That was really interesting. I'm looking forward to play that again.
So that is on my list as the Rosenberg game.
Cool. Next on for me is Detective City of Angels. We have recently played this for Keeper Cup.
Wow.
But I got a really good first impression.
Yeah.
And the people that we played it with really liked it as well. And we were, after we finished, we were like, next time, let's play this again.
Next time on Detective City of Angels.
Like, then I was a little bit sad that we already had played it for Keeper Cup, because then we can't play it for so long, like technically, but
we can't play it. Yeah.
But we were all agreeing that this would be awesome to play, like the 4 of us, because we wanna experience something more than just the introduction case. So I'm looking forward to that.
I enjoyed it. I played like as the Chisel, which is like the game. You can play it like to try to win the game, but I enjoy playing those kind of games more as a facilitator. So for me, I think it was more fun for you. I was more like being the game master, but that's fine. I enjoyed that as well, and I know I enjoy it more than the other people on the table, so that's why I usually do it. I'm just that kind.
Martyr.
Next up for me is the longest Euro game we own, The Colonists.
Yeah, cool.
This is a game that takes around 6 hours with 2 players, around 6 hours with 3 players, and I don't want to play it with more than 3 players. It's a fantastic game. It's one that I really, all my memories of the game are super positive, except for the time we tried to like jump over the areas. That took more time than actually just playing the areas, because we didn't know the game enough to be able to do that. And it's one of those games where you really feel progression, and you really feel like, oh, say something I did 4 hours ago really matters now. Wow,
that sounds insane.
Like real life.
Yeah.
But it's one that I have so many fond memories of, and I think it's one. And this is kind of like a spoiler, but I think it's one like it's one of those forever keep games for me, because it's so unique. Even though you get to play it maybe once every 3, 4, 5 years, it's just like so unique in the way that it not only the way that it works, but being like a so long, epic Euro game as it calls itself.
Yeah, it's super unique. I'm very happy that it exists, but it is like with you, the Spirit Island, it's like a hurdle to get there for me. But a really cool game. Next up for me is a game that I never thought I should have here, but I have thought about it for some time now and be like, oh, I'm looking forward to play that for Keeper Cup. It's Dwellings of Eldervale.
Wow.
And this is a game that you liked so much more than me when we got it, but now that I'm thinking back on it, it's just like, oh, that was a really fun and unique game. It had some cool elements with the worker placement and like the mix of Euro and then like other stuff.
The combat,
The combat.
Euro and other stuff.
And the other stuff. And also the fact that it can feel very different depending on which like faction you play with. So you're trying to like master that one, play with that wisely. So yeah, I'm looking forward to play that again, to cull it. No, I'm actually thinking that I will like it more than now that I know what kind of game it is and know what I'm going to get, kind of.
I remember this being a review that I thought we did a very good job on. I remember this was the first review where we actually made notes. Everything up to that was like totally unscripted.
Yes.
And every time usually when we made a review, I was like, no, I forgot that thing. Yes. Oh, I forgot that thing. And we did that notes taking on that. And I felt that that's one of the better reviews that we had done until that point. So if you want to see that, I don't know if it's still good, but it was one that I was really happy with.
At least, because we were not in full agreement.
No. And Dwellings of Eldervale is one that's still very much talked about on the groups. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah,
if that's why you... I was going to ask about that, but I was like, oh, how much are you on the Facebook groups?
Nothing, but
you see it.
Pops up.
Next one for me is a legacy game.
Cool.
Called Pandemic Legacy Season 0.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
Thank you
I don't even know where it is.
No, I have no idea.
It's somewhere because this was one of the games that we played halfway through, and then we stopped.
Yes.
And then one of the people who played it moved away, and now
Yes.
it's just like down there and never to be found again.
Yeah.
It was not
Together
as good.
with my city.
It was not as good as season 1, which you didn't play because you decided to study instead of playing board games. And season 2 was fine, was fun, but this was, I remember it being different. I'm not going to spoil anything, but being different and fun, and it would be a good experience if we kind of like recap and understand what's going on to get through the rest of it sometime. That's like, as I said, ideal time, place, people. I would like to play that.
I would love to finish that. I agree. And next up for me is Welcome to the Moon. This was very high from the for me the last year.
Was it number 1? I think it was number 1. Yeah, you had it as number 1.
I was just like, was it number 1?
I'm pretty sure.
I think so because it's a stellar draw and write game, and the reason it's on here is because we have a lot of scenarios that we haven't played. So much potential unleashed. Leashed? Yes, leashed. It has to be unleashed. Now it's on the leash.
The least potential for Welcome to the Moon.
We need to unleash it. Well, I'm looking forward to play because the scenarios that we played so far are so different and fun. I'm so excited to see what more he's got in store for us.
This is like value in a box. It's like 8 games, even though it's the same game, but 8 scenarios in a box, not too expensive. One that we really loved and one that's going to be fun to play again. Next up for me is a big Euro game. It is called The Great Wall.
Oh, yeah.
We got like a super deluxe big all-in pledge of it. I mean, I've only played the base game. And I was like, oh, I want to play this expansions. I want to play all this extra stuff. And then we only got time to play the base game quite a few times before we did the review. And you know what happens after a review? It goes on the shelf or it goes out of the collection.
New games.
And then we play new games. And this is one that I would love to get back to. I remember it being, it's long, but it's super good. Like every experience I had with the game was fantastic. And I just remember like all the mechanisms, it looks amazing and that's awesome.
Yeah.
But the mechanisms and all of that, it's from Awakened Realms, who usually makes these big adventure games. The great theme adventure games. But this was like a heavy Euro game and it's very good.
Yeah, and I think actually I remember it so well in my head, like how the game works, that it's probably deception. But yeah, I think I could like jump right to an expansion next time we play it.
Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna say that you could jump right into the game without the rules.
No,
because I was like,
not at all.
Because it has like
that is a lie.
2 pages of how a round structure works. There's a lot of stuff.
But yeah, I have very like vivid memories about that.
And that's a game. It came up last year.
References here. Next up for me is ISS Vanguard. I think this is an obvious one. We talked about that we shouldn't stop playing this game after we reviewed it. We loved it and I want to play more of it. And basically this whole list could consist of storytelling co-op games, but this is one of the ones that I have like the most need to play right now because it's so fresh in memory for us.
Yeah.
And I thought it was super fresh and awesome.
Yeah, I also have it on my list, so I'm just going to do it now.
Yes.
Because it's
crossover
not numbered.
Dance.
Oh yeah, crossover dance, because there's no crossovers, because it's not ranked. But yay! A made crossover. Yeah, but ISS Vanguard, I agree with everything you said. I'm done. Back to you.
Oh, back to me.
Back to the studio.
Then it's a Kanban EV, because when I thought of all the Lacerda games, Kanban EV is the one that also CO2 popped kind of to mind, but I want to play Kanban EV more because I have a more memory that is positive about that. I don't remember anything about CO2, but yeah, that's not on the list. But we have played Kanban EV not that long ago, but that's probably like 1 year ago now because time.
Yeah, for Keeper Cup.
Yes. And I thought it was super, super duper fun.
Yeah.
And I'm loving that we're going to rank them all because that means we're gonna cheat a little and play it again.
We need to play it again for that.
Yes.
We need to play it again.
Yes, I need to play it again.
It's
so good.
What we should do is to get 2 other people and do a weekend.
Yes.
And just playing all the Lacerda games.
And I know what people.
That would be awesome. Okay, that is yours, and then mine is going to be Forge War.
Cool.
So another game by Isaac Childress. I just read the rules for this earlier last year before we went to a con. And I read like the basic rules because I knew we wouldn't have time to play the whole thing. And the more I read the basic rules, I was like, I don't want to play that. I want to play the full thing because the full thing is amazing. This was the first game Isaac Children made. Isaac Childress, not Isaac Children. Isaac Children made this. And it is a long, complex, planning-heavy Euro game where you can be Rado.
Huh? Oh yeah,
you don't remember Rado is in the game, yeah.
That is fun.
That is very fun. So I always make an army of Rado. That is what I do when I play the game. All my characters has to be Rado, and it's an army of Rados going out slaying dragons and all of that. I love that. But the game is fantastic, and I remember when I just read the rules, I was like, okay, yeah, this is still going to be a very great experience, but I want to play the full thing, which is like 21 rounds, takes forever to play, but it's a fantastic forever.
Your brain. Yeah, it melts your brain
because the forward planning is so heavy in this game, and I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Last game of the list for me is Midara. This comes as no surprise to you.
No fish and chips to you.
My brain thought that I had skipped a number, so it froze a little bit. But this is also a storytelling co-op game that we started on, didn't finish, really want to finish it.
It was in English.
Yeah, that joke is getting old.
It's gonna be the joke for the year.
Oh no, please.
It's not. I will try.
We have not completed it.
No.
I want to complete it. Not like completionists. Want to do everything. Don't want that.
Nope.
I want to get through it. Yes.
Again, if we had time and all of that stuff. And my last one, then, if you're not.
Yeah.
My last one is a game we don't own.
That is cheating. You said to me.
No,
you said to me, you need to have it in the collection.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, but no. What I meant was it couldn't be a new game.
Okay, like that's why I couldn't pick Frosthaven.
Yeah,
okay, I get it.
Yeah, because that was the one you were gonna pick. No, but that was
100%.
It was not gonna be like anticipated games, but it's Lancaster.
Okay,
it's the one game I want to own that we don't own of older games.
Yes.
It's the one game that every time I think about it, I'm like, we should own this game. But we don't own the game, and I can't find the game anywhere. Again, if you have the game, send it to us now. We want it. Now we will pay dollars for it, or your currency, wherever you are. Lancaster is a fantastic game. It's one of those games that is just super fun. Oh, it's a horrible game.
So bad.
Just ship it to us, and we will take care of it in our own Lancaster shelf. If 10 people send it to us, we'll have a shelf of Lancaster, and we can never again say we do not have Lancaster in our collection. So those are. There's only one crossover. That means that it's going to be 19 games.
Yes.
19 games.
That is correct.
That we want to play right now.
Yeah.
If you were asked which of these would you jump to play first, what is the one game or 5 games or 10 games or 200 games in your collection that you are really wanting to play right now?
And why?
And why we need like a big comment telling us exactly all of that, or just a small one, whatever you want to comment, and like the video if you want to. And if you are still here and you have not subscribed, you can do so now by
clicking the subscribe button down there. You can even click the bell to get notifications every time we post a new video.
I didn't know.
It's true. It's free and it's fun and makes us happy, like this. If you want to do something that's not free, you can
go to patreon.com/boardgamingramblings and support the channel on there. And that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Sunniva.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye bye.